Browns reshape quarterback battle as Shedeur Sanders' role evolves amid strategic offensive shift in Berea, Ohio. The sound of whistles, pads, and cleats has never felt quite this intense. The Cleveland Browns aren't just going through the motions of another NFL training camp, they're carving out a new identity. At the heart of this transformation is a quarterback competition that's gone from intriguing to downright electric. And leading the conversation, louder than ever, is rookie Shedeur Sanders, when former NFL quarterback Dan Orlovsky declared on air, "If I were Cleveland, I would be doing everything I could to have Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders as my starting quarterback." It wasn't just another hot take. It was a signal, a siren blaring across airwaves and social media, amplifying a question Browns fans have been asking with growing urgency: who will truly lead this team into the future? This is no ordinary quarterback competition. It's a high-stakes chess match, played in real time under unforgiving spotlights. Cleveland's quarterback room is packed: veteran Joe Flacco, dual-threat prospect Dillon Gabriel, and now Sanders, whose steady rise is shaking up depth charts and challenging conventional thinking inside the franchise. Behind the scenes, a more strategic play is unfolding. The Browns' coaching staff has been methodical, perhaps even maddening how they've distributed practice reps. Sanders has been pushed against the first-team defense, tested repeatedly in high-pressure sequences, while Flacco enjoys the lion's share of starter snaps. To outsiders, it may look chaotic, but insiders believe this is anything but random, calculated chaos, or the Browns' long game. According to team sources and beat writers on the ground, Sanders' journey is being carefully tailored. The front office isn't just watching stats, they're building him up systematically. They want him seasoned, not spotlighted, focused, not frazzled. And while some fans worry he's being sidelined too early, others see the opposite: a deliberate incubation of a potential franchise cornerstone. The stakes, immense. Cleveland is no stranger to quarterback dysfunction. Names like Johnny Manziel, Deshaun Kaiser, and Baker Mayfield echo like cautionary tales. The city has tasted false hope before, but Sanders, poised, patient, and persistent, feels different. And the Browns aren't taking any chances in how they roll out his development. Then came the signing that shifted the conversation again. Enter Chase Cota, a strategic piece, not a spare part. Earlier this week, the Browns added wide receiver Chase Cota to the mixer, 6'4", 205-pound undrafted rookie out of Oregon, who previously had stints with Detroit, Kansas City, and Houston's practice squads. On the surface, it may seem like a minor roster move. In reality, it's a well-timed injection of size, skill, and support into an offense in flux. Cota arrives not just as a body for drills, but as a possible stabilizer for a receiving corps beset by injuries and inconsistency. With names like Deontay Johnson still trying to shake off a down year and Amari Cooper commanding most of the defensive attention, Cota brings fresh hands, fresh legs, and perhaps most critically, chemistry with the Browns' developing QBs immediately. Following his arrival, reports emerged that Shedeur Sanders began receiving more first-team reps in practice. He completed 6 of 10 passes in a controlled scrimmage, showcasing the composed decision-making and tight window accuracy that first drew scouts to him at Colorado. Internal competition. External scrutiny. Brian Callahan's offensive scheme thrives on spacing, rhythm, and sharp decision-making. That means reps with live bullets. First-team defenders, real game scenarios are golden. And right now, Sanders and Gabriel are both being rotated behind Joe Flacco as rookie Kenny Pickett. nurses a hamstring strain. What's becoming clear is that Shedeur Sanders is no longer the kid quietly sitting behind the veterans. He's part of the long-term blueprint, and the staff is treating him like it. A Browns assistant was overheard during a recent walkthrough saying, "Gabriel and Sanders are nipping at the veterans, but the focus is shifting to game readiness now." Sanders' response to the competition, measured, mature. He's not just throwing passes, he's staying after practice for extra film study, staying cool in interviews, and tuning out the noise surrounding his draft day slide. In the process, he's earning the kind of respect that doesn't show up in highlight reels. Changing roles, changing expectations. The Browns haven't formally named a backup quarterback yet, but the dynamic is shifting fast. Sanders is now expected to alternate more consistently with Gabriel as the top understudy to This rotational model gives both rookies exposure to elite defensive sets without burying either one under spotter level pressure too soon. It's a delicate balance, development without overexposure, confidence without entitlement. Staff is playing a long game, and for once, the moves seem intentional rather than reactive. The locker room is beginning to reflect that strategic shift. Coaches and teammates alike are taking notice not only of Sanders' arm talent, but his leadership presence. He's not asking for the spotlight, but the spotlight is starting to find him anyway. The bigger question, is this finally the breakthrough? With every rep, every route run by Cota, every down played by Sanders or Gabriel, a deeper question looms. Is this finally the season the Browns stop spinning their quarterback carousel and stick the landing? There's cautious optimism. Cota may have entered camp as an afterthought, but insiders now see him as a potential depth disruptor, someone who could challenge the comfort zones of veterans like Cedric Tillman or even David Bell. And with cornerback Martin Emerson Jr. now out for the season with an Achilles tear, the entire roster feels like it's shifting faster, younger, more fluid, and maybe that's the whole point, from preseason to purpose for the Browns. This preseason is no dress rehearsal, it's a crucible. It's where plans get tested, doubts get answered, and hidden gems emerge. Sanders doesn't need to win the job outright in August to shape the franchise's future, but he does need to show he belongs. So far, he's doing exactly that. The addition of Cota, the reshuffling of reps, the staff's deliberate rotation of quarterbacks, these are all moves on the board. The Browns are playing chess, not checkers. And if they're lucky or, simply, right, this may be the year it all clicks. As the sun dips below the Berea skyline and fans file out from open practice, there's a feeling in the air that something is shifting. Not just a depth chart, but a direction. A young quarterback finding his voice, a new target finding his rhythm, and a team finally daring to believe in something more than heartbreak. Because if this crew, Sanders, Cota, Gabriel, Flacco, can turn potential into purpose, then maybe, just maybe, Cleveland's long nightmare under center is finally over.